Alright, let's see what's going on with Blue KAYN. We'll do a Ross video separately. This champion has had a rough season in terms of perception. He's been great basically the whole year, minus a few dips here and there, but overall, nothing has really gone wrong where you could say, I am stuck because I play KAYN. Nothing like that whatsoever. Q, Raptors, E, Krugs, standard stuff. We're going to see what we're going to be doing build-wise, pathing-wise, gameplay-wise in the split 3. Burst is down, rotations are down, itemization was nerfed. How do assassins thrive? Remember, assassins always thrive because assassins inherently should be a skillful proposition. If you want to be a good player and an assassin, you gotta be a good player. So you need IQ points. Now, a lot of assassins typically struggle with positioning, target selection, and understanding their ultimate. That's why KAYN, in the builds video, I just put on the main channel. Watch it first clear here, if I can actually click on him. I put the opportunity axiom arc second. And the reason for that is, you'll notice the frame shifted. Here, look at this. I'm going to give you the reason in a second. Blue, Gromp, and Wolves are all going to be available here from the Ash Hawk shot and the Raptors rub. This is critical information because immediately the KAYN did this clear, and I kept speaking, and I was like, oh, well, you know, there must be a Graves here. And you see this, right? This is up and all of this is up. So where the hell is the Graves? Must be in my on my blue camps. On my blue camps, doing my blue camps. And so everyone decides to collapse and rotate. KAYN shows up. Oh, hello, sir. You seem to be invading. And this is where this becomes coin flippy and messy, and why we don't like to do these kinds of invades. If you're the Graves, nice flash Q there by the KAYN. But K-Man's, honestly, you look at this and it's frustrating, yes, but this is not really something you worry too much about. Why? Because you're going to have your W up here as well. Don't think we'll get the kill, though. But we do get orbs. And that's it, ultimately. You gotta head to Virkayu.gg. Not only do I have a free jungle improvement resource, I also have a dedicated program with jungle video courses, jungle coaching, coaching classes, a jungle VOD library, special weekly content you'll see nowhere else. All of this available through a premium jungle Discord, which is highly active, a huge community that help each other climb using my jungle program and courses. As we have seen by everybody hitting their peak rank goals in Split 1 and Split 2 of Season 14 as fast as possible. So to climb faster than everybody you know and to jungle diff every game you play, head to Virkayu.gg or click the link in the description below. Someone invaded me, try to steal my camps, I get orbs as long as we collapse and fight. That's always huge. So anyway, the reason why we want that opportunity and axiom arc build is we kind of need that upfront lethality proc, you know, extra damage in the higher durability environment, and you're going to want your ult up way more. Just straight up, having your ult up way more is more valuable when fights go on longer. You can get those resets. Now, Graves should go to the top side here. We'll go to the bottom side, obviously. We do have serrated Dirk already. That's huge, huge, huge. And of course, here's where the mind games begin KAYN pathing-wise. We're going to do the regular build this game, as you would have seen, because it's still fine. Stacking, it's snowballing and hubris, opportunity for mega damage, Cerulean Grudge for penetration, Edge of Night as necessary. All these things will remain the same. It's about how you decide to fight and play as a KAYN play. Now, you notice I'm clicking around a lot here, more than I usually do. Usually champions I'm personally a bit more comfortable on. I actually just even do it more in VODs, just because you don't have to think when you clear. That's always the goal here. Now, from our perspective as KAYN, as we're going to move down to the Scuttle Crab, is could Graves steal our first spawn, well, the first respawn of the Raptors? Hell yeah, he can. Do you want to give that up? Not really. But you've got to look at your lane states. Nice little flank here from the KAYN. E into the wall. Hello, Katarina. Can we eviscerate her? Wait for that flash, wait for that dash. So very difficult champion to deal with. Holding our W as long as possible, and hopefully the rev buff is enough. The Q, not enough. We get the flash. There's Graves. And you know what? I think we're a little bit lucky. Thank you, Zillion. Very nice double bomb. And of course, we'll see from the Graves here, 24 CS. Now you've telegraphed where you're going, right? So pull this, drag it, get out of here, because you know Graves is coming. He's got the plant here. Drag it, use your smite as necessary, and then bounce. Now, obviously, Graves will know that you have Krugs up as well, and he's going to be very brazen about this. It's warded, you have Scanner, you know, Syndra staying here with no mana, you don't have to force her to contest this. Silas is rotating out of base, though, and this is what the Graves has not tracked. Chains of Destiny! No Destiny. No Witcher quotation allowed. Fortunately, actually, because that new season's most likely going to be even more of an abomination. We'll see. So Graves obviously does the cheeky invade, gets punished, tries this a little bit, wastes time. And therein, as Graves, you got to look at your lanes. You know, should I carry on with my life or keep pressuring the KAYN? And from KAYN's perspective, I'm very happy with, you know, we did our first rotation quadrant. We passed down. We immediately saw the Hawk shot from the Ash give us information. Now, yeah, that is a bit unfair, but I'm going to put it to you this way. KAYN did Raptors, Krugs, Red, crossed over, he would have noticed his wolves were gone. He straight up would have seen that this ward here still showed the Raptors. That means he knows the Graves is down here. The same thing would have happened. it just would have been a little bit different in terms of how it was fought out, but it would have been exactly the same outcome for the Graves, because he did red into wolves, and that's the dumb thing, right? KAYN is so quick in that red quadrant, he's going to be cutting across, you're going to be collapsed upon. And, KAYN did a good job of fighting for orbs and everything. Same for the mid lane gang. A little bit lucky to survive, but control on top side quadrant thanks to the silence for the rotation. Now we pass down out of base. We get our wolves. We obviously have a delayed respawn of the Grump, just due to the wolves and the Grump having that different fist. There's a Grump now. However, your decision here as a KAYN is, do I go up for the Grubbies or do I go for the Grump? Because Graves at this particular stage is a little bit coin flipping. And obviously he will have to go back to base here. You don't categorically know if he's gonna go back to base or stay out, but if he does stay out, without a Dirk and without the boots, you win. You got top prio, you got a Syndra, very, very strong champion at the moment, even on this patch. We'll keep an eye on the Ludens and the Storm Surge for her, and Akali and LeBlanc. They will be nerfed. You will feel it, it will be a thing, but they're still gonna do what they're gonna do, right? Win rates usually take a bit of time to develop there. So nice snack, because basically here what you're looking at is, okay, ooh, Ash Arrow. I hate those so much, I really do. As a jungler, if you are an Ash player watching this, please save your goddamn arrow for the gank. Like, KAYN can pass down here with 6, and we can just go all in on the Hui or the Bard with no flash. Why are you shooting it across the map for a home run? Not even a home run, it's just you're hitting the ball out of your backyard. No one can play. Use it here when I'm actually coming for the gank so we can actually do something. It's just logical. Anyway, our sequencing is compromised a little bit, but the KAYN, because the champion is so good at swooping with his E, nice ability, the Graves can go here and all the way down. We can match this a little bit. We can shadow. I think at this point, Graves might show up. I think at this point, Graves could try and sneak this. I think at this point, Graves' positioning could be invadey or sequency or ganky or sneaky. We really don't truly know what the Graves is going to do until Ash hits that one, and now you know. And of course, that's why that spell is broken, but KAYN only gets that benefit of information now, right? The guy already went back to base. He went to the top side here to control that top quadrant. He's now got himself a war hammer as well, and he's got a 6, So if the Graves is in the vicinity, we have that advantage itemization and level-wise. If he isn't, cool, I get my stuff, and I know where he isn't, and that means he could be somewhere else down here. Always these things need to be weighed together when you're a jungler. Graves is down here at this particular stage. He's not on the dragon. We see a free gank top lane. Malphite does have R, so Malphite will be R'd by himself, I think. Flash is burned there. KAYN can basically flash Q again. There we go, Q flash. You also have a lot of E mechanics with your flash E and E flashes. I've put that on the main channel as well in the tips and tricks video recently, talking a bit about KAYN getting in and out of walls quicker with your E, because you can do that as well. And I coached a first-time KAYN player, and you KAYN experienced players will love this one, E-ing not in a wall, just to create space or gap close in open field. That was always the one that, it's so simple, and a lot of people actually don't use it. They're looking for the wall to escape. I'm like, you can just E the lane and run. You don't have to look for a wall, and then they die looking for a wall, so those things add up. Now, obviously, in the meantime, while you're doing that, it's important to understand that your top side, just observe, right? F key, observe. You're never going to rotate to this. Your job isn't really to hold your team's hand here. Syndra kills the Bard. Your job here is to maybe cheese the top lane, snowball it a little bit again. We do have ult up, and we would like to get our form at this particular stage. So there's a Silas. We can go in here. We do have R to reposition and dodge aggro. We go deep inside. Chains of Destiny do help us there. Little slice and dice, and we can just space it out. Beautifully done. Love that move. Huge. Especially if there's no camps to counter jungle, right? You might want this counter jungling when you see Graves getting collapsed upon here, but if there's nothing up and it's respawning, just kill the top laner and then ditch. If, of course, the Graves stays here and dies and you see him, then you take the quadrant too, yeah? But because we don't, we go back to base. That should be form for us. Yes, give us the blue. E through this little nodule, please. It lets you get back in the field. Look at this. Straight to the wolves. Nice and fast. That's not a KAYN thing. People think it's a KAYN thing. Vi 2. Low Q cooldown. Start to use that to go around the map. Any champion. Volleyball out of base. Q out of base. Use it to get places quicker so that you can be on the map again faster. So that the enemy can die thusly. Now, we have Hubris completed. Booties. Man, do you remember when even KAYN would build this? Booties and Cosmic for me, this whole tree is just fascinating because it's just become so default and frustrating and boring. that I honestly wouldn't mind reworking the whole page, you know, into something different. Just so I don't have to reuse the same animations every year for 5 years, you know. Yes, Booty's Cosmic Jungler. Yeah, Booty's Cosmic. Remember when we would take interesting secondary pages with Dark Harvest and things like that, you know? Graves going deep with the bot, and again here, this is a little bit map control, KAYN. You can rotate to this and do stuff. I mean, play around your ultimate a little bit as KAYN. I think this is the big lesson as well, that I have to teach people a lot. Look at this and observe this, but then look at yourself here, 12 on ult. And that's where the Axiomach second here, you know, from an opportunity, aids you a little bit. You are able to rotate a bit more. And in this meta, with a bit more fisting and fighting and long duration fights, it does help you a little bit here. So KAYN just kind of floats in here, not looking to fight without that ultimate. Use your W poke, hold the wave. What you can also do is easily slide down to Krugs and then go and eviscerate Da Vinci down here. Deserves it for being that champion. Cannot be the only person who hates that champion, but such is life. But we do have the Krugs on the top side, and we kind of want to protect that advantage. Force the ult out again. Now we do have ult up. Once he burns his, that's perfect for us. It's great. That gives us prior for the objective. Or if you're a KAYN, yeah, you can do that too. Yeah, cool. Now, you are low, obviously. Graves will come in a base, and he can cut up here to contest. But you look at the numbers advantage your team has. Probably, oh, wait, he's a Graves main. Cheaper collector and all these things. He's greedy. He wants it. He wants it. I love this from the KAYN, though. We've got 4. We got the bonus experience from the camp already. We got the bonus experience from the first camp as well. There's no real reason to stay here. Just bounce, right? Look, if you honestly think, look, my team needs a base, this is just really healthy jungling, right? He starts it up, Graves does the psycho thing of like, yes, I must fist. And then you just say, look, I got 4 bro, I got the mites, see ya, take your camp reset, go bottom side here. Can we kill this guy? Let's have a look. Yes. Doesn't go to the nodule this particular moment. Obviously our E is on cooldown from gaming. So there's the Graves, into the Wolf camp, into the Gromp camp respawn, good sequencing. And now, as a KAYN main, please understand the following. Yes, you can rotate to these things whichever way you like. But you can also just be real. You can be a real jungler. You know, you've got the Graves scene up here, obviously, but what if you're in an environment where the Graves is pathing down and you know he's on Krugs right now? So you kind of want to counter gank this or position in a way to do something with your lead. You can also just slide into the lane gank here, scan it up, and obviously do regular jungle stuff, right? This is pinged out, so you know that's warded. Slide in here, do the counter gank here. Saves your E for a chase down, potentially, you know, especially inside the wall for the turret dive. So you don't have to force things. You know, this was pinged out. I don't know why we're scanning and checking. I think paying attention to that at this level, you should be doing it, but it's okay. You can threaten now, right? Because we know Graves is topside. We know Graves is not going to path down. We have a bit of a gap in our jungle spacing here. I'd like to talk about that. Keeping our tempo in our command. We have, obviously, the Katarina still mid lane. You know Huey's going to be coming back. We see the Graves there. You see the W poke. This is fine. You're shadowing. You're allowing your team to smack away the plates with the mites. Good. Like, because Graves is up here, we do this, right? We threaten, we body. And that's where assassin plays kind of get lost. You don't have to go in an int. The threat of your engage, the threat of your damage, the threat of your existence is usually enough to change and warp behaviors around you. Years and years ago, on the main channel, 2017, you know, I decided to lock into Blue KAYN and just did a full Blue KAYN run. And was like, hey, this is pretty good. And I, you know, just basically OTP'd it for a little bit because obviously, you know, I wanted to break from the Evelyn and the Warwick and the Woman Jungle, things like that I was playing at the time. Made a video on it. First video ever that organically got 10,000, so I was very psyched about that one. But I used the term suction effect, right? And eventually that video got like 160, 200. But I used the term suction effect. Blue KAYN mains, yeah, we're all used to making a pick on this poor soul and diving this idiot under the turret. But what you can do as an assassin, but specifically as Blue KAYN, is dive into like 4 people and force spells to come out, force CC, force focus, force everyone to try and peel you. You ult deep inside within their soul, whatever you choose to go inside of, and then you can extricate yourself and bounce. But because they waste so much energy on you there, your team can play off of it. The ability of a KAYN player to do that, but do it well, is what separates your newbie KAYNs and your average KAYNs, your bad KAYNs, from your great KAYNs. Because they'll go in at the perfect moment where their team can actually play off of that. I'm not talking about you running into 4 people and dying and be like, but Virkayu said suction effect. Why don't you guys suction? Well, you know, if you do it here and your team are here, right? So good assassin players understand that the draw that they have from their class and their kit and their presence is valuable. So while we like to talk a lot about flanking and having good angles of approach, which is obviously the main thing, you can obviously play a little bit differently. I hope we see a good suction effect team fight. We had a lot of kills coming up still. Game's been quite reserved, so I just want to introduce that comment there. We do not quite have opportunity yet. Obviously, Katarina has killed Syndra. We're quite far ahead. This will be level 11 for us. Graves will be down 2 levels. We get it. I mean, you should. WQ. Smite combo is pretty big. Now, we don't have Smite for Dragon. But we might not need it, because basically I'm happy to force a fight. There's a smoke screen, basically go for the double Q proc, we hit a W, go deep inside with the ultimate, and he dies. Like, it's just, you can't match up against the KAYN. He's got 19 of them hubris stacks. Flash ult there, I probably would have hit hitbox. Perfect, it's just a greedy play by the Graves. Doesn't see the TP from the Syndra, doesn't realize she has TP, completely underestimates the damage from the blue KAYN, and obviously his ability to reposition. Remember, your auto attack there, the blue KAYN form is magic damage too, right here. You can read that if you like. Little auto attack from the magic damage. Use it. Auto attacks. Huge. I have seen a lot of KAYNs who actually don't auto attack enough. And when that's up there, they just miss out on free damage, especially free kills, low HP targets. I also mentioned in the Virkayu video that I coached the KAYN on this patch, on the 14-19 patch. And as we're poking out here, he struggled this KAYN struggled to kill this Virkayu. Hold on a second. Bard is, you know, almost dead just from that simple WQ. Anyway, there was a KAYN and a Virkayu fisting it out, and the KAYN was a bit behind. And then he just kind of, he's winning it, but it's really close. He walks away to guarantee a W, hits it, but the Virkayu gets one more auto off and kills him. Done. Virkayu gets 6 HP. Why? Because the KAYN didn't weave in that auto attack. It sounds simple, but it's very easy to go all Tony Stark Iron Man and ult up and pull that and W and do all the fadeaways and the dances. But on this new patch, 14-19, 14-20, you're gonna need that extra auto, extra spell rotation here and there, maybe a couple extra autos, so just over-deliver for now, and then you can go back to the Tony Stark fadeaways and things like that once you are used to the lesser damage output. Which seems funny because Blue KAYN still does obscene amounts of damage. Yeah. Alright. Bard is over here, we'll just E over, hello. This is where you really make your money, alright? This is where you make your money. Don't farm your cams, don't go back to your gromp, don't AFK, don't split push, look for the flanks, move from side to side, swoop, 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 swoop method. Here we go, all the way around the rivers, all the way around, no one is free whatsoever. Beautiful, so this is great assassin flanking gameplay. This is what the Kha'Zixes and the Rengars can do, the Katarinas. Nicely done, right? You play off of the lead your team has, right? And why you're not seeing people FF as much lately is because they know once they get their items and the game goes on a little bit, especially if there's a soul and an elder, they know they can win from this. And you're seeing this at Worlds, right? The elder focus is a little bit more, it's stronger than it used to be, I believe. It feels that way, you know? Like it always has been this way, but I don't know, it just feels that way a little bit, looking at that dragon stacking and things like this. So as a KAYN main, keep your econ up here. So this is a great opportunity to kind of do some camps. Dylan's going back to base. He's got the synchronized soul boots. Nice icon, but they ain't Mobies, man. Wish I could have just kept Mobies in some capacity, but, you know, such is life. Hello? Nice sidestep there from the Q. You see that? And then we're going to ult to go deep inside. Cool beans. Now, of course, E will be up in a second. Then we can run away. Hello, KAYN. Mr. W, keep going, cannot be slow. Oh, nice flash to the mouth, like, get over the wall! And that's why people hate this champion, but at the same time, you, I, and everybody watching this video says, we're hyped with that. Like, that was nice. Whoa, Scout of the Week was beautiful. Balls do miss, though. Muffet obviously uses ultimate. Katarina is going to reposition and kill her for it. We can just absolutely chill until our ease off cooldown here. 3, 2, 1, we'll Q to reposition, and then we can go back inside for the heal. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Okay. And that's why I love covering KAYN on this channel historically, because it puts aside the notion that, oh, but this guy plays blue KAYN, he's auto-inflated. You know, anyone who plays this champion and one-tricks this champion, when you see this stuff, that you're not being inflated. Like, you are actually outplaying them mechanically, you're using the kit to its fullest, its maximum, and it's very difficult to deal with. But that ain't no different than a Fed Akali. It's way worse, honestly. And Fed Katarina also can feel a little bit worse. You know, Fed assassins that have higher skill thresholds and mobility are tough to deal with. But that was really well done. Beautiful mechanics. And now, of course, you can probe. The vision from the E, a little bit cheeky, a little bit naughty, but again, swooping side to side. How can you honestly push up your blue team? Look at this. You see this guy's showing up everywhere. If you walk up too far, you know he's going to hit a W. He's going to auto attack you after he Qs you. He's going to ult inside you and then ult attack you afterwards. Like, you know it's coming. You know what's going to happen. There's nothing you can do about it. So you've got to respect the fact that he is not controlling the map here. Which is why when I play against KAYNs, I don't allow them to get to the stage as much as possible. Because they always will get there to some degree. But early on, that pressure needs to be good. And the Graves tried that pressure, but it was honestly not very intelligent. It was random. It was compromised. Well, you know, not to be results-based, but you should always scan the bush you're going back in. We know that here, I always say that, but if you didn't know, there's a lesson for you. Especially in their jungle when you know they're just warding up and waiting for you to make a mistake. In the meantime, though, Silas shows up here, and this is why people keep playing. Because you never know when a Katarina is going to get fed, when a Hui is going to get fed, and juicy things are going to happen. Ashe is down here AFK farming, obviously. You know, whoa, the set E from range by the Hui, that champion is outrageous sometimes. Ashe is down here putting a lot of effort into that turret with the 4 grubbies that we have. So, yeah, careful there. You know damn well in your diamond games, emerald games, platinum games, bronze games, iron 44 games, that if you die here, your team might not have the presence of mind not to also die. Then you lose the Baron. Now you're being shoved in. They get a whole bunch of bounties and turrets, and things escalate in the wrong direction. So just be mindful. Meantime, we don't waste too much time. We just drive by, snack this, go here, and obviously wait for your E of cooldown, and we look for another assassination pick here. We're going into the last Whisper's Grudge. Hello, Hui. Well, that W does not connect. Obviously, you gotta try and hit that with that champion. It's a little tough one. Everyone else is on the top side of the map there. You see that? 4 people top side on the Baron play. So you just push him out a little bit, and now you can flank back in with your E. Just be smart about this, right? I hope he is smart about this, because everything's... Look, this is what I actually told someone in coaching yesterday. I said, you're using Q as only a damage spell. And he says, but it does damage. I'm like, yeah, but it's also a mobility spell. So you can use it to dodge if you can anticipate. And that's obvious. I mean, most of you know that already, but are you always thinking like that? We know the Malphite's going to ult us. We use our Q to avoid it. Great reaction time. Then we can obviously hit the Q flash, get those kills over the wall. EF cooldown 4, 2, 1. Here we go. Katarina, she will leap. Wait. Okay. You can see this though. I mean, like Syndra's 144. Like, you are fed as KAYN here. You got 10,400 gold, but you got to play it smart there. Nice little pick there. Graves is a little bit dumb. And now once you make that one pick, you can chain reaction into multiple kills. There it is. Auto attack in deep inside. Journey. Q against the wall. Q against the wall shortens that as well. Very nice. Now here, obviously, you know, it looks easy. And I think that's what's nice about KAYN. If you're good at him, it looks easy. And all you need to do is watch a bad KAYN, and it looks like your average Nunu player. Because let's be honest, in terms of IQ points, Nunu and Willem, for good reason, that player base ain't it anymore. The intelligent Nunus are dominating. The good ones that build right and play right and path right and just play like jungles and human beings. Those are still monstrously good and dangerous. But the average Nunu you face is just dying 10 times doing stupid shit that makes no sense. A lot of KAYN players have that same effect, you know? You guys know this. You play against the KAYN as a field champion, like, what on earth is this guy? What is he doing? They have this need to invade and play way too aggressively for orbs that they forget how to actually jungle and play the game. So hopefully through this video you can see just this guy's playing effortlessly. Goodness gracious, it's one of those days. I had to do that. I had a meeting earlier. I can't remember what word it was already. Just couldn't say it. I had to find a synonym in my brain. Such is fatigue. There it is again. There we go. W and R. Pull yourself out. Just such a fun spell to use. Really beautifully smooth game. Like nothing outrageous, you know, in terms of pentakills and quadras. Just a great dominating 1v9 KAYN game. This is what you want to replicate more than anything. You know, I know you see the 25 kill games, the 30 kill games sometimes, and the experimental builds. Just go a good old-fashioned build that works play like a good jungler, have great mechanics, anticipate their spells, use your spells in relation to it, know your damage output, take all the objectives, swoop side to side and deny their jungle camps, make the right priority target picks, use a suction effect if necessary, don't get caught out on a ward to be your one death. It's just such a smooth experience when done well. And you know, I love watching these kinds of champions when played well. It's just a different experience to watch, to coach, and to play. So, really great 13-1-4 dominating 25-minute game win. All jungle diff in my opinion. We had great lanes, but remember, the great lanes you don't have are because you are allowing the enemy jungler to impact them. You take away the enemy jungler or you impact the lanes more than he does, suddenly you will have great lanes a lot more often, and your games might look like this, even if your Syndra's 255. Thank you very much for watching. Click the video on your screen now to learn more about whatever champion I decide to put up in that box.